AS-Level. Equations, expressions, identities, and inequalities. Exam preparation questions. Part 3. I'm still going to continue with the nature of the roots, the combination of the straight line and the curve. But in this video, I'm going to focus on this one. Okay, so they intersect 2 points. Then the discriminant will be bigger than 0. So let's just go to the next page. And let's just start with this example. And I'm going to say this again. They love asking this type of questions in the examination. One of the 3, usually not all. Okay. And some years they even skip. So 2 graphs intersect at 2 points. A line has equation this and a curve has equation this, where k is a constant. Find the set of k for which the line and the curve have 2 distinct points of intersection. So do you see what they say? They say 2 distinct points. So it's standing out. Okay. But the method, the first part is actually the same. So you're going to take your 2 equations and you're going to substitute it into each other. And it's very nice if it's y equals y. And then I'm going to rearrange it so that I can see what is my A, what is my B, so I take x out as a common factor, and what is my C. But now the discriminant is going to be bigger than 0. And this is now where the inequality, the quadratic inequalities comes in. Okay, in the previous one it was equal to 0, so you will not encounter quadratic inequalities, but now it's coming in. Okay, so it's bigger than 0. You do exactly the same, but as soon as you come and you simplify, you multiply out, you multiply. As soon as you come there, you go and you stop, and you do it like we are solving quadratic inequalities. So I like to do it on this side. So I'm going to first make a sketch out of this and put this equal to 0, okay? And now, as soon as I'm going to say, where does it cut the x-axis? Okay, first I say, because there is a positive, that's why it's looking like this. If I want to see where it cuts the x-axis, I make y0. So I form an equation. And now I factorize it. That's what I do. And I get my values of k. So I know that my value of k is -3, and I know it's 5. And I know, because that sign say bigger, I highlight the top of the x-axis. If it's smaller, which we will come to the next part, when it's no point of intersection, then it's sometimes that you highlight the below the x-axis. And then as soon as you do it, you can see the answer already. So if it intercepts at -3 and 5, so we need to find the set for which the curve is positive. So therefore, k is smaller, because if it's a number line, I didn't do it, but it's from there, from -3, and if it's a number line, there from 5. So k is smaller than -3, or k is bigger than 5. And that's how you do it. Okay, it's just a little bit extra in, bit more difficult due to the inequality sign. Okay, now here is actually quite a lot. So what I want to do is I want you to do it like this. I want you to do 1, stop the video, check if you're correct. Do the second one, stop the video, check if you're correct. Do the third one, stop the video, check if you are correct. Okay, but let me start with number 1. A curve has equations, so I always like to see my equations, and a straight line is having this equation, where c is the constant. Okay, let's just make that c in the correct format. Find the set of values of c for which the curve and the line intersect, here comes the word, at 2 distinct points. So it's really, and this is why I really think it's score marks in the exam. It's really, it's almost like a recipe, and you just follow the recipe. You're just going to write your 2 equations down. Then you're going to substitute them into each other. Then you're going to arrange it in that standard form. And then you go to the discriminant. So it's really just the basic method that you do over and over. Okay. And it's very nice if they said y equals, because now I can basically just take this and throw usually in the quadratic. Okay, so I will just have 4x plus c is equal to x squared plus 2cx plus 4. Okay, and now I just take everything to one side. So there's my x squared. There's my 2cx. I bring this over. Negative 4x plus 4 minus c. Okay, and I arrange it. So there is my x squared. I take x out as a common factor. Now, if there's a positive in front of the first one, it's fine. I just write it like this. And there is my value of c. Okay. So if I look at this question, I'm just going to say, this is my value of A. This is my value of B. And this is my value of C. Okay. So basically, I'm going to just now say, if it's two distinct points, I can even say it for this one. So two distinct points, then the discriminant will be bigger than 0. So it's just going to be b squared minus 4ac is bigger than 0. So 2c minus 4 squared minus 4ac, 4 minus c is bigger than 0. Okay, I start multiplying this out. So I square this first one, so it's 4 squared. I multiply with each other, so it's minus 8c multiply 2, so it's negative 16c. I square the last one, so it's 16. I multiply, this is negative 16. I multiply, this is positive 4c, and it's bigger than 0. Okay, so it's going to be 4c squared, and then it's going to be negative 16 plus 12, so it's negative 12c. And this cancel out, and it's bigger than 0. Now, I like to just do it on the side here. And it's not even that you do it so officially, because it's not that you're going to get marks for this. But I'm just going to say sketch y equals 4c squared minus 2c. So I'm going to see where it cuts the x-axis. So minus 12c equals 0. I make then the value of y 0. I know it's positive, so I know that the graph will be like that. And then I'm just going to simplify this. So it's going to be 4c squared. I can do it like this. I'll show you now. So this is going to be, okay, let's rather take out, yes, take 4c out as a common factor. And then it's going to be c minus 3, okay, and that's 0. So 4c equals 0, or c minus 3 equals 0. So c is equal to 0, or c is equal to 3. So if I make a sketch out of it, sketch quickly. So the sketch is going to be, I'm just going to get another color. So it's going to be like this. So there is 0 and there is 3. And I'm going to just get my, so it's bigger. Can you see it's bigger? Just even want to get my highlighter this time. So bigger. So it's going to be here and here. Okay. So according, can you see this? So this is, and this, and it's there, and it's there. And the values, it's going to be 0 and 3. Okay, so I'm just going to go directly there. So therefore, I can see the value of c is smaller than 0, or the value of c, and I just want to bring that up, or the value of c is bigger than 3. And that's your final answer. So you don't have to go so many details on the side, but just do and make sure that you don't go from this step to this step and make unnecessary mistakes. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's first clean, and let's do number 2 and see if number 2 is a bit more challenging. That was straightforward. The values was not even difficult. Okay, just going to, okay, I have it, so we can start. Okay, let's start with number 2. Find the set of values of m for which the line with the equation and the curve with the equation intersect at 2 distinct points. Very simple, very straightforward. So they just basically give you the line. It's actually lines, but it's due to the quadratic inequalities that it becomes a little bit more challenging. Oh, I just want to get that pen correct. Okay. So basically we're just going to do, and it's again so nice, so can you see that? So you're basically just going to substitute it in there, and you don't have to write it, it takes too much time. So let's just do the action. So it's mx plus 1 equals 3x squared. You don't have to write your substitute, you just do it, that's what I mean. Okay, then you take everything to one side, so 3x squared plus 2x minus mx plus 4 minus 1. So 0 equals, okay, and then it's 3x squared. It's nice if it's a plus, so 2 minus m. I take the x out as a common factor, okay, and then it's going to be plus 3. And now, due to that 2 distinct points, remember, this is going to be A. This is, you don't even have to do that. Again, I just do it for the video's sake. So now you're going to say, if it's 2 distinct points, the discriminant is bigger than 0. So then I'm going to say b squared minus 4ac is bigger than 0. So basically, I'm just going to say 2 minus m squared minus 4ac, and it's bigger than 0. Okay, and now I'm going to simply say 2 times 2. I just do it the short way to make sure you don't make mistakes. It's not 4 minus m squared. There's 3 terms. So it's going to be 4, but 2, it's negative 2 multiplied 2, so it's negative 4m, and this squared plus m squared. And this is going to be 4 times 3 is 12, and then times 3 is 36. So if I simplify this, I'm going to get m squared minus 4m, and then it's minus 32, and it's bigger than 0. Okay, and now, as I said, I like to do it just here on the side. So I'm just going to say, okay, let's make, so it's y. Usually, I don't even say the y. That is just, I usually, if I just do it quickly on the side, I will just say m squared minus 4m minus 32 equals 0. Okay, I already skipped that. I know that steps. It's just for help. And then you're not going to get marks for that. So basically now I'm just going to see how do I factorize it. So let's see 8 and 4, that will work because it's group B. So 8 minus 4 is 4. The biggest overcross gets a negative, positive, m. So you will find m minus 8, m plus 4, and that's 0. So m is equal to 8, or m is equal to negative 4. And now, you know, just due to that lines, and let's just go there. Okay, and I just mark my points. This is negative 4, and this is 8. And again, it's just to help me. Nothing, just for my own sake. Okay, so I know it's positive there, and that's why the graph will be like that. I'm just interested. And what I'm actually interested in, I'm just interested, this is bigger, so it means top top. If it was smaller, it would have been bottom. Okay, and now I can basically just read it from there. I can just say, therefore, and remember this is m, so m, so don't go x, m, use that value variable. So m is smaller than negative 4, or m is bigger than 8. And that is actually, according to me, against the simplest one. I should have put this one first. Okay, and now we go for the finals. This is very nice, very method, very over and over the same method. So make sure if you get a question like this that you get it correct. It's score marks. Okay, let's do the last one. Question number 3. Okay. The equation of a line, there is the line where m and c are constants, and the equation of the curve, okay, given that the line is a tangent to the curve, express m in terms of c. Okay, so that makes it a little bit already, can you see, in terms of c. But let's start with the process the same. So don't let it will automatically happen. You will now see what I mean. So you're just going to write down an xy is equal to 16. Okay, so I'm going to substitute again in y. I substitute, and I can just show you this in there. So basically, I'm going to get x, mx plus c, and that's 16. So then I'm going to get mx squared plus cx minus 16, and that is equal to 0. So, but now be careful. That was not intersect in two distinct points. Did you see? Is a tangent. Okay, so line is a tangent to the curve. Okay, I think that S must be out. I will go and check. Okay, so basically, I'm just going to say, but then the discriminant is equal to 0. So I'm back in the previous where it's only a tangent. So then it's going to be b squared minus 4ac, and the discriminant is 0. So in the place of, okay, so it's going to be c squared minus 4ac, and that is going to be equal to 0. So this is c squared, and then if I'm going to say 4 times 16, so it's positive 64m, and that's 0. But now express m in terms of c. So that means make m the subject of the formula. So 64m equals negative c squared. I divide by 64, and I divide by 64. So therefore, m is equal to negative c squared over 64. That's what they mean. That's how you do it. So express m. That's finished. Okay, that's number A. But now, let's go to number B. Okay. Number B. 3B. Let's go for green. Given instead that m is negative 4, find the set of values of c for which the line intersects the curve in two distinct points. So this was actually a very good year of how they asked the question. So they actually asked both. They asked then for tangent as well as distinct points by just changing the values. Okay, this is excellent. So let's just go again to the equation. And now don't forget, it was y equals mx plus c. But now they say m is negative 4x plus c. So put it. But the other one is still xy equals 60. And you still do the same. You still substitute this in there. So basically, you're going to have x, negative 4x plus c, and that's equal to 16. So it's negative 4x squared plus cx minus 16, and that's equal to 0. Okay. Now, that is my formula. Now I go to the distinction points. Okay, I just want to quickly check something here. Let's just move it up now with you. Okay. Okay. So if the discriminant, so I'm starting now. So this is again A, this is again B, and this is again C. So the discriminant, what if it's two distinct points? So it's bigger than 0. So B squared minus 4AC is bigger than 0. So it's C squared minus 4A negative 16, and it's bigger than 0. Okay, and now I'm just going to move it up. And now I'm going to get C squared. Okay, now this is going to be positive 16 times negative 16. So it's going to be negative 256. And that is going to be bigger than 0. Okay. Now again, I'm coming to the sketch. And as I said, you just do it here on the side. So you make it an equal sign. And then, but don't forget that this equal sign, this is now going to be plus minus the square root of 256. So it's going to be plus minus 16. Okay. And then in your sketch, so this is going to be negative 16, positive 16. And then it's going to be still a positive, do you see? So it's going to be something like that. And now due to the bigger, and I like to go to there, and I go for green, it's going to be this and this. And then I'm going to say just therefore C is smaller than negative 16, or C is bigger than 16. And that is your final answer. And that was really not so difficult. Okay, so practice, 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 and make sure you get this type of questions correct. I just want to end this video by again going to, I just want to show you where you can find copies of the textbook. So just go there. If you don't have a copy in the school that you can use, then this is the bookshops, which you can go and check out. You will find the y equals mx+c mathematics textbooks at this bookshops. So try to go then and buy your own copy.